Traders War Room wants to thank you, the viewer, for coming along with us on this journey. Please check out the description because all links and relevant content covered in the video will be located there, as well as all the social media platforms and some online brokerage so that you can get involved in the stock market. Just want to put a disclaimer out there. I am in the process of moving, so I do apologize for my workspace not being as organized as it normally is, but you guys, I'm sure, know how it is when you're moving, and definitely I look forward to giving you guys great videos when I get to my new house and my new studio. So thank you for bearing with me.
What is up, team? Chuck with Traders War Room, and I'm back at you with another video. Listen, this is your Friday market wrap-up, and man, did we make a killing this week, and especially the latter part of the week, and it was all due to being smart, intelligent, and going into every play with an A+ setup, man. Now listen, if you don't have the alerts and you're not on the social media platforms other than YouTube, you're doing yourself a disservice. I need you to hit that description, go to those social media links, and pick your favorite, man. I got YouTube, Discord, Twitter, Facebook, and Reddit. So there's a social media platform out there. You got one of them. I know you do. Come with us on this journey and let's make this money and let's learn and grow this community together. Now, if that all sounds good, we got a great video for you. If you're ready, follow me and let's go to war together, team.
Traders War Room wants to remind the viewer that all content on this channel is for education and entertainment purposes only. You are responsible for every move you make within the stock market. Tread cautiously and tread carefully, but have fun and go to war.
All right, team. Hey, real quick, big shout out to all the team members that are already with us on this journey, man. You guys know exactly what's up, and you guys are getting all the alerts. And I tell you what, we're going to talk about one of the alerts today because this thing went from 0 to like 100, man. It mooned, and we all made a killing. And if you follow the alerts, you made a pretty penny because I told you when to get in and when to get out, man. There was no line, there was no secrecy, man. I told you what I was doing, and if you followed the direction and stuck to the plan, you made a lot of money today. So, but let's not talk about that. We're going to get into that later. Right now, let's talk about what's hot and what's not in the stock market with something I like to call a buzz report. So let's get it.
All right, let's see how the stock market ended. You see the Dow's green, NASDAQ and S&P red. We got the 10-year bond yield that's down a little bit from where it was previously this week. So all in all, not too bad. Definitely would have liked to see some green, but we saw some things popping and locking in the stock market, so we'll take it. Here's your movers and shakers. We got Ford on an incline. We're going to talk about that later on this week. We got ANVS. That's one of those big ones we're going to talk about today. OBLN. We're going to talk about that one and a couple other ones. But there's your top losers. ONTX, after their reverse split, started just tanking. Mosey and BTCM. So movers and shakers, we're going to talk about a few. Sectors performance kind of split, a little more red than green, but financials, utilities, industrials, materials, and energies were up. Remember, we talked about that last video that they were down after they had their bullish run. Well, they're back up again, so I'm expecting these to do fairly well next week running in. And I wanted to highlight the ANVS play. This is just a typical alert that we give out on the social media platform. We highlighted it when it started to pop with its news and the volume came in, and then I'm going to show you the chart and you can see how it rolled for the day and how it ended. Definitely always want to buy low and sell high, and then if you've got high conviction in it, maybe you leave a few runners so that you can catch a continuation down the road or later into the next week. And here was the big mamma jamma today, ANVS. This had positive phase 2 results from their clinical trials of a Parkinson's disease drug. And definitely people were interested. And as you saw, the alert went out to get into this right after the bell rang in the 20s. And it definitely took off from there. And you see that it almost hit 100. I sent out an alert to put your trailing stop loss on about 91, and if you did that, you were good to go because this thing definitely sold off and people started taking profits, and it consolidated around that $60 to $50 range. So looking for continuation next week, but definitely big shout out and congrats to those that got in, got out, and made your money. Your top story, opinion, more investors than ever are borrowing to pay for stocks. Here's what this really means for the market. This is talking about margin debt. So a lot of new investors got in during the pandemic, got in with margins because when you do the margin things, it's basically you can borrow money to make more bang for your buck. But when those investors and those brokerages call, you got to pay your margin debt back. And that's where people that have tanked and definitely didn't play the stock market the way they were supposed to, they can get in trouble with margin calls. So if that kind of worries you or you don't think you're ready, man, just keep your account as a cash account. I got a couple of mine as just cash accounts, so whatever money I lose at the end of the day is money I lose. Whatever money I gain is money I gain. I don't owe nobody nothing except Uncle Sam at tax time. And the second hot story is why companies like crypto platform Coinbase are issuing a torrent of convertible bonds. Listen, convertible bonds are just basically pieces of a company that are startup usually expecting to blow, trying to get some capital going into it. And it's a good way to get interest in by investors and a good way for investors to kind of hedge, because if it gets the interest and it does explode, these people that get in with these convertible bonds, they get in really low and they can skyrocket and make a lot of money. And it's also a hedging platform because if things go south, they don't come in so deep and they don't really have to own stock shares. So definitely hit the link. There's a description. Look up on this thing because this thing is starting to pop and you're starting to hear a lot of buzz on these convertible bonds. Your back burner news stories, but this is something that we're going to pay attention to coming into this week. NVIDIA plans for a stock split in 14 years after a 1,600 plus run in gains. White House trims infrastructure measure down to $1.7 trillion for Republican support. Apple versus Epic. Tim Cook offers strong defense on Apple Store. And Monica Lewinsky wins Twitter with her response to the most high risk, low reward thing you've ever done. So I don't know much about that one. That doesn't really affect me, but definitely the NVIDIA and the Apple one and the White House trimming the infrastructure, those are huge, especially with our speculative and our high growth stocks moving forward. So definitely hit the link, do a little more research on the news stories, and make sure that you get spun up on it because these are going to come into play later down the road moving into the summer.
All right, team. Hey, right now, I want to talk about some of the plays that made us a killing this week. So we're going to go over 3 plays, and all 3 of these plays were posted out with the alerts on the social media platforms. And if you followed the play, you guys made a killing as well. So let's talk about these plays that went from 0 to 100 and skyrocketed and mooned and all those other meme type words you can think of, man. But in the end, they were great plays, A+ setups, and we made a killing if you follow the diagram. So let's talk about them.
All right, the first one we're going to talk about is OBLN. Look, we got in on this on Monday down in the $2 range, and we rode this all the way up into the $4 range where we alerted to get out, and then we came back in it today at the end for a swing play. And why am I showing you this play and talking about this? Well, I want to bring highlight to patience is key in the stock market, especially when you're playing with momentum type of plays, because had we just saw this dip, we would have got out with no profit, maybe broke even, but having a little bit of patience towards the end of the week on some solid news paid off, and we got out at $4.50, and then we rode it down, and then we hopped back in at a decent price for continuation in a swing play. Here's another example of a play that you just got to have patience with. We alerted this on Monday. It was in the dollars. ARPO is the ticker, and we rode this thing all the way up to $2.50. Now, if you threw in for 100 shares, which wouldn't cost you a little bit more than $100, you would have made a lot more money. You would have made $250, $150 profit. So, you know, these are just those patient plays that you have to mess around with and just follow the charts and have high conviction in your picks. Now, Twitter is a play that we put a put option out. It was alerted in the $55 range. We swung this until the next day, and we sold at the low and in between $51 and $52. Now, if you didn't sell out when you had a nice chunk of profit, you probably noticed that your option expired worthless because it rose back up into the $55 range. Definitely lessons learned on this. You need to make sure that when you have profit, especially with options, you secure profit at all times. And this was the big one, man. This was the one that was people were popping champagne bottles and celebrating hardcore, man. This was the put on KSS Coles. I alerted it at the $65 range. Got some heat. People were like, I don't understand. This doesn't make sense. The retail's been on a boom. And I told them, I was like, it's already been priced into the earnings. Lessons learned here. Pay attention to the coach, because if you hopped on this, $65 was your entrance, and this thing dipped all the way to $52, and you made a killing. So congrats to everyone that hopped on. Remember, earnings, a lot of the ones, unless they have outstanding earnings and there's a lot of bullish sentiment, earnings is already priced into the price. We need to pay attention to that and make sure that when you make the plays, everything's an A+ setup and you're going off of the indicators, the sentiment, and the chart and the fundamentals.
All right, guys, a section that I like to call, and I love this one, and I usually do it on Fridays, is the questions from the front line. And I changed it because sometimes the questions aren't really questions, they're just comments, man. And I love the comments. I definitely ask you guys, and I tell you guys all the time to give me that feedback, because that's the only way I can get better, my moderators can get better, and we can grow as a unit, all right? But we got 2 of them today from the Discord. They gave some great feedback. They gave some props. They made a killing. They followed the alerts. They did exactly what they were supposed to do, and they're better off today than they were yesterday. So let's give the shout out to them and highlight them right now. So let's get it.
All right, and we go to Discord for our comments. Caden and SSC2761 with the Bob picture. Thank you for the Twitter put. Made a quick 240 on fire. Same, thanks. I like the swing trades. Made quick 150 on KSS and 178 on Twitter. Thanks. Listen, man. No, thank you guys for posting this. This just gives that feedback that I know I'm doing something, and my moderators. And when we put these calls out there, we're not just putting these out there because, we just want to put something out there. I want to put something out there that I'm getting in myself, that I'm making money. Hopefully you guys are making money, and we're all making money together, and we're all learning together. This shared, learned environment that I keep saying that we're trying to cultivate here at Traders War Room. So thank you guys, man. Much love, and I look forward to next week getting the questions and the comments from the front line.
All right, and another one of my favorite things that we do on the weekend, the new You Pick It, I Buy It, I give you 5 stocks, right? This week we're gonna do holding companies, okay? Holding companies have been just destroyed, all right? They were popping and locking at the end of last year and the beginning of this year, and then the market crashed and everything started dropping, and those were the first ones to go because they're super speculative. But now we're kind of hitting that medium area where they're gonna start popping and going into the summer months. So listen, I already did my DD. You take the tickers that I give you, you do your own research, you look to see if the company sounds like something that you can see happening in the future and can use it in the future. And if it sounds good and it makes sense, then you pick that one. And the winner on Sunday evening, I'm gonna do it on my Sunday motivator, and I'm gonna buy Monday at a price that's convenient for me, depending on the market conditions. So here's your 5 You Pick It, I Buy It stocks, and let's see which ones.
And here's the 5 You Pick It, I Buy It list. I told you we're doing holding companies, and these ones all are in the search, or they have a deal. It just hasn't been finalized with companies out there. And what I want you to do is you got to take a look at the ticker, do a little research, look at the management team, the fundamentals, and everything like that, and see if this is a company that'll be out there searching to make a deal with a product that sounds like it has future within the future. So give me a good one. Like I said, the winner on Sunday will be bought on Monday at a price that's convenient for me, hopefully below that $10 line. And we'll ride this and we'll update as needed on how the SPAC's doing. But as always, let's go to war and get it.
All right, team. That's a wrap. Listen, before we go though, I want to highlight something. I got a TWR special that's coming from Memorial Day, all right? Now, if you're a military veteran or a military active duty service member right now, I don't care what branch. I'm Army, but you can be Coast Guard. It doesn't matter. Man, I need you to hit me up. And if you're interested in doing an interview on your military background and your trading styles, either investing or just day trading, whatever, I want to talk about it. I'm going to post it on the social media platforms. I'm going to put it in the YouTube, and I'm going to highlight you guys. Why? Because I'm a military guy myself. I'm a military vet, and we need to highlight those things, especially on Memorial Day, because it all comes from the past to the future and the current. So if that meets your criteria and you're interested, hit me up, because we're going to make it happen, all right? Now, here at Traders War Room, we look at the stock market like it's a war zone, right? The stocks and the sectors, those are our battles, man. We've been killing it too. We've been definitely going to war, and that's our motto. And I tell you guys that Now, how we do that? We're surveying the battlefield, man. We're reconning. We're doing our homework. We're looking for the best bang for our buck, and we're always going in with a plan and a strategy that gives us the best results, right? The idea is always to be better prepared today than we were yesterday, and I feel that we're hitting that in spades all the time. Now, if all that sounds good, then I need you to come with us on this journey. And I say always at the end of this, if you're ready, follow me, and let's go to war together as a team.